seen a sea of red, thoroughly enjoying themselves in the Portuguese sunshine. The starting lineups this evening: head coach for Porto, the well thought of young coach Francesco Farioli, has gone with the following. In goal is number 99, Diogo Costa. Number 52 is Martin Fernandes. 3 is Thiago Silva. 5, Jan Bednarek. 12 is Zaidu Sanusi. Number 42 is Seko Fofana. 13, Pablo Rosario. Number 10 is Gabri Vega. 7 is William Gomez. 29, Terem Moffi. 17 is Boya Sainz. And for the visitors, Nottingham Forest, Vitor Pereira. Interesting selection here from Vitor Pereira. Number 27 in goal is Stefan Ortega. Number 4 is Marato. 5 is Murillo. Number 44 is the youngster Zach Abbott. 16, Nicola Dominguez. Number 10 is Morgan Gibbs-White. 22, Ryan Yates. 24, James McAtee. 14 is Dan Ndoye. 11 is Chris Wood. And 29 is Dylan Bakwa. Your substitutes for the home side: Claudio Ramos, João Costa, Jacob Kiwior, Alberto Costa, Dominic Perpic, Francisco Moura, Victor Froholt, Alan Varela, Thiago Silva, Rodrigo Moura, Pepe and Dennis Gould. And for Nottingham Forest, their substitute players are Matt Sells, Nico Williams, Nikola Milenkovic, Ola Aina, Justin Hanks, Ibrahim Sangari, Archie Whitehall, Jimmy Sinclair, Callum Hudson-Odoi, Igor Jesus, Lorenzo Luca and Amari Hutchinson. So Pereira left a lot of names on the bench tonight. Chris Wood gets the start over Igor Jesus, Callum Hudson-Odoi on the bench, Nico Williams, Nikola Milenkovic, Ibrahim Sangari, Amari Hutchinson, all possible starters here. 4 players on cards for Forest as well, who are Gibbs-White, Yates, Marato and Murillo. Another yellow card here will mean that they will miss the next game should Forest progress. Your officials this evening are Italian. Referee is Marco Guida and the VAR is Daniele Schiffi. Not far away from kick-off time. I'll try to keep you up to date with the other games that are going on as well this evening. Aston Villa take on Bologna in this competition. Freiburg and Celta Vigo. The other game, the 4th game, took place last night in Portugal, where Braga and Real Betis played out a 1-1 draw. There are also Conference League semi-finals this evening as well. Crystal Palace taking on Fiorentina in the pick of those. Porto, as the players are just about to mark the memory of Mircea Lucescu, who passed away recently. Porto are in their traditional blue and white stripes with blue shorts, blue socks, and Nottingham Forest in their home kit, which is good to see as well, of red shirts, white shorts and red socks. Nottingham Forest did beat Porto. Porto's only defeat in this competition came at Nottingham Forest. That was way back on match day 3, October. It was 2 penalties. Morgan Gibbs-White and Igor Jesus scored 2 penalties that night. We are just about ready to get underway. It should be a really good game here. Very much looking forward to it. Porto, European champions in 86, 87 and 03, 04 against Nottingham Forest, who were European champions in 79 and 80. So both of these teams with 2 European Cups under their belt, fighting it out here for a place in the Europa League semi-final of 2026. Porto will be defending the goal away to our right-hand side in this opening period. And Nottingham Forest are going to get us kicked off. The ball is laid all the way back to the goalkeeper, Stefan Ortega. Long ball played forward by him, met in the air by Fofana. Forest pick it up in their own half. Ortega gets another opportunity to knock it long. Looking for the run on the far side of Ndoye. It's headed away by the right back, Ferner. Picked up in the centre circle, and Porto on the break here. And they've got a 3-on-1 briefly. Here's a chance. Chance for a great start for Porto. It's a good save. Rebound. Saved again. 2 saves in the opening 45 seconds from Ortega. And it really should be 1-0 to Porto. It's a huge miss. Moffy's 1-on-1 with the goalkeeper. He's trying to slide it past him, and he's just put it too close to him. Rebound then from the edge of the box was more difficult opportunity. That was poked straight back at Ortega, who made the save. But that is a massive opportunity inside the first minute, and Porto should be in front. Forest win a free kick in the centre circle. Well, in fact, the referee's played an advantage. Morgan Gibbs-White is just urging Forest to keep the ball and calm down a little bit. He gets his wish as they go back to the centre-backs. Murillo. Abbott plays a long ball down the right-hand side, looking for Gibbs-White. And we get a chance to breathe now. There's one long ball, it's a 3-on-1. It's a good save, the initial one, actually. Moffy was trying to slide it left-footed beyond Ortega. Ortega makes a good stop. Rebound was Boya Sainz, and Sainz couldn't put it beyond Ortega either. Well, Forest come forward, left-hand side. Breathless opening to this game here in Porto. And Ndoye, low cross, cleared away at the near post by Thiago Silva. Fofana gives it back to Thiago Silva. Thiago Silva goes to the goalkeeper, Diogo Costa. He takes a risk, and Forest have the ball back inside the Porto half. Oh, wasted pass that time. Yates was just looking to roll the ball to Gibbs-White, but the two players weren't on the same wavelength, and it's out for a throw into Porto. 3 minutes played, no score. Forest have a chance. Left-hand side to come forwards. Gibbs-White, central area. Finds the right back. Here comes Bakwa. Bakwa's crowded out on the corner of the box. That was a good position for Forest. Bakwa maybe should have done a little bit better. And as Porto clear, Murillo gets across. Tidies up, knocks the ball back to his goalkeeper, Ortega. Morgan Gibbs-White. Very fluid position Gibbs-White's taken up so far. He's popped up in 3 or 4 different spots. Forest now just happy to take the sting out of things a little bit. Play the ball between themselves at the back. Knock it back to the goalkeeper. Ortega gets another chance with the ball at his feet. It's knocked high in the air by Yates. Pretty clumsy that was. And Dominguez could only put it out for a throw into Porto. Midway inside the Forest half. Ball is in the hands of the left back Sanusi. And Sanusi's throw in, and he's just launched it all the way through to the goalkeeper. It was a bit of an odd one. He saw a run that nobody had made. And Ortega, who's been heavily involved here, he's had about a dozen touches in this first 4 minutes. 2 crucial ones though. The save from Moffy. And the rebound from Saints. Porto in possession. Right hand side, lose out. Forest can break. Doy came forward. Wants a free kick. McAtee, in fact it was, sorry, he went to ground. McAtee doesn't get the decision off the Italian referee. Throws his arms in the air. Jumps back to his feet to get back in position. Jan Bednarek spent a lot of time in the Premier League. Into Thiago Silva. Thiago Silva, nearly 42 years of age now. The Brazilian veteran, but loving his football. Being absolutely outstanding for Porto. Has a really good relationship with the coach, actually, Francesco Farioli. If Silva isn't in the starting 11, then he very much takes a hand as part of the coaching staff here. Young manager using the veteran experience. Little spell of possession for Porto. They come forward right hand side. Firma goes on the overlapping run of William Gomez. Fofana into the penalty area. Oh, chance. It's a really good chance. This time it's Saints again. He's 14 yards out. He's just rolled it at the goalkeeper. It's good work from Vega. And boy, Saints has got to do better. A really good opportunity. And he side-footed it. Straight at the German goalkeeper, Stefan Ortega. 2 warning opportunities. There's a lovely little flick around the corner from Gabri Vega. And the side-footed finish could not have been any closer to the Forest keeper. Into the penalty area. Moffey goes down under a challenge. Referee waves it away. VAR will have a look. Forest have it. Backward. Gibbs White in a tight area. Yates backward. Nice little triangles, but it just got a little bit too tight. And it's a throw into Porto on the halfway line. The referee's just having a little look or listen to the VAR. I mean, Moffey's shirt is nearly over his head. Murillo's got handfuls of shirt. He's got his shirt right round his neck. If anything, I think what's helped the VAR out is that it was probably just outside the penalty area. Although I haven't restarted yet, the referee is listening to his VAR, Daniele Schiffi. And now the referee has a bright yellow whistle this evening. Don't say that very often. The signal that we can get back underway. But they had a good look at that. It was a little bit risky from Murillo. As I say, it was possibly right just outside the penalty area. Porto restart, square ball Vega, long ball forward towards Moffey, but that's pretty aimless. And it just drifts into the Nottingham Forest penalty area. We've played 9 minutes. And it is scoreless here, but it's been a very lively start between Porto and Nottingham Forest. No goals elsewhere. Around Europe so far this evening. Long ball played forward towards Morphy. Murillo slips. Abbott was covering behind. Well read by the youngster. Cleared away into the left back area for Porto. Sanusi gave it to Vega and then Bednarek. Porto heading backwards and eventually it finds its way to Diogo Costa. Costa rolls it out to Bednarek. I don't really think he wanted that there. Bednarek can just clear long where it's picked up in the central area by Dominguez for Forest. Backward, good feet from backward. Gets away from a couple of players. Oh, a great looking ball as well. Was looking for the runner Chris Wood, who puts the thumb up to acknowledge the pass. It was maybe a yard beyond the New Zealander and ran through to the keeper. But a nice little bit of invention from Dylan Bakwa. He's one I wasn't sure if he would get the start tonight, but has done. Porto come through down the left-hand channel into the penalty area. Ball across the middle. Here's a chance. 1-0. This time it counts. No flag. Forest defenders look in vain across the assistant on the far side. It's been slid home by William Gomez. You can't say it hasn't been coming. Two decent opportunities wasted already from Porto, but it was third time unlucky for Nottingham Forest. It's a really tidy move down the left-hand side. It's a third Europa League goal from the Brazilian William Gomez. Ball out on the left-hand side was at the feet of Sainz. Sainz with a little 1-2. And then the back heel from Rosario. Vega with the low cross all the way across the 6-yard box of Ortega. Moffey stretched and couldn't get there. But it's the easiest of finishes at the back post for William Gomez, who with his left foot has put Porto in front. Pandemonium here at the Estadio de Dragao. We played 10 minutes. It's Porto 1, Nottingham Forest 0. Porto with this incredible home record in this competition this season. 5 games, 5 wins. And in the early stages of this one, on their way to making it 6 out of 6. How can Forest respond? Ball played forward up the left-hand side for Ndoye. Free kick is given. I think the flag's gone up maybe against Dan and Ndoye. Coming back from an offside position over on that left wing for Nottingham Forest. Diogo Costa has it. Oh my days, it's an own goal. It's an incredible own goal. Never seen anything like that. Nottingham Forest are level. A 40-yard back pass has gone all the way through Diogo Costa somehow. And Nottingham Forest are level. Absolutely astonishing. I cannot believe that's just happened. Martin Ferner, the left back, has tried to knock the ball back 40 yards to Diogo Costa. Diogo Costa hasn't reacted, and he's just kicked it into his own goal. I don't know how else to explain it. I don't know if Diogo Costa took his eye off the ball, or if the back pass just had too much pace on it. It's 1-1, and that is the most astonishing goal you will ever see. What a life for Nottingham Forest. 2 minutes after going a goal down, looking like they had a mountain to climb. Martin Fermer's just scored an OG from 45 yards. And Nottingham Forest are level. That is absolutely something. Wow. Martin Fermer's face, you can't help but feel sorry for him. Only 20 years of age as well. Been at Porto his entire life. And has just had an absolute moment to forget, Martin Fernandez. Yellow card here is shown to Gabriel Vega for Porto. First yellow card of the evening. Just chased down Dan Undoy, was doing a little bit of defending over by the left-hand corner flag, and Gabri Veiga went through the back of him. I think the referee's rightly given a yellow card there to the Spaniard, Gabri Veiga. Little break in play here. There's a player down over by that corner flag where that incident happened. But it's not Dan Undoy who was fouled. Dan Undoy is up and fine. It's a Porto player who's down right on the touchline. It's the it's the young man who's just scored the own goal. This could be one of the all-time forgettable performances from Martin Fernandes. Doesn't look very happy either. The Porto medical team are working on his right ankle. I'll tell you what's happened as well. That's really unfortunate. So Gabri Veiga has gone right through the back of Undoy. Martin Fernandes was in the area and Undoy's fallen on his ankle. As Undoy's gone to ground, he's caught the ankle of Martin Fernandes, who was just an observer at this point. He's now getting helped back to his feet and just encouraged to take a step or two back off the touchline to allow the game to continue while they finish off his treatment. He's trying to put the bit of weight on his right foot. This doesn't look good for Martin Fernandes. He's down for a couple of minutes now. We are going to get back underway. Free kick. Forest it was. Ortega has restarted. So Porto are momentarily down to 10. Forest in possession. We played 17 minutes. And it's 1-1 between Porto and Nottingham Forest. Gomez on 10 minutes. Fernandes' own goal on 12, and what an own goal it is. Forest in the centre circle with Morato. Morato playing left side of a back three. Ball into the feet of Gibbs White. Once a foul, doesn't get one. Tidy play up this left-hand side from Sainz. Porto switch it out to the right-hand side. And Fofana. Back into Bednarek onto Thiago Silva. Porto are going to have to make a substitution here. And Bednarek has just put the ball out of play to enable that sub to happen. So, an absolute disaster of an evening for Martin Fernandes. He scored one of the all-time great own goals and has now been replaced through injury by the number 20, Alberto Costa. The first change in the night is forced upon Francesco Farioli. Alberto Costa on. Porto have it in the right back area where Costa will go across to. Forrester on the attack. And Doy, shooting chance edge of the box. Gives it wide to Yates. That was a terrible ball from Ndoye. Alberto Costa's first involvement was to try and win a free kick from McAtee, but the referee didn't buy that. That's good refereeing, and the ball's gone out for a corner kick to Forest. Alberto Costa just tried to con the ref, but he ignored him. And Nottingham Forest will have a corner kick over on the left-hand side. Referee just breaking up Rosario and Chris Wood from a little bit of pushing and shoving. going to be a left-footed away swinger towards the near post. Poor corner. William Gomez clears. Just seen a few shots of Martin Fernandes. He's down there with the Porto official who's got his phone out and he's showing him the own goal on his phone. Obviously Martin Fernandes is asked to see a replay of what actually happened. This corner is cleared by Bednarek. It's back out on the left-hand side. Bakwa has been the man on these set pieces. Swung in by Yates. Half cleared by Porto. Helped back in by Ndoye, and the goalkeeper comes out of his goal. Then throws out overhanded. A two-handed throw-in style clearance. Cleared it up towards Fofana. Picked up by McAtee. Drives towards the edge of the box. Is eventually crowded out. And it's cleared away by Sanusi. Forest enjoying a little spell of territory and possession here, as we've played 21 minutes. And it is 1-1. Freiburg have the lead against Celta Vigo. Bologna Villa still goalless in the other two ties taking place this evening. Bakwa can't keep the ball in down this right wing. It's gone out for a throw-in. To Porto. Victor Pereira and Forest will be absolutely delighted to be level in this one. After the start Porto made, to be gifted an equaliser. And Moffi off the back of Abbott. Tidied up by Murillo back to his goalkeeper. Zach Abbott turns it down the left-hand side for Chris Wood to chase. Bednarek is back there facing his own goal. Bednarek got himself in a little bit of a tangle. The linesman comes to his aid. By putting his flag up. Out on the left-hand side for Porto. Ball played forward. Runner is Rosario. Ortega has to come out of his goal. Heads cleared. Porto picked the ball up and the ball through to Rosario. Maybe the flag had gone up, but he's miscontrolled it. And it's through to Ortega. And we've played 23 minutes here. And it's 1-1. Porto on the attack. Moffi does well. Rosario tries to switch it out to Sainz. Overhit from him. Throw into Forest. Abbott drops it back to Ortega, who clears right-footed and high towards Chris Wood. Bakwa just drops it off to Dominguez. And then Abbott gives it back to Ortega. Just have a little lull in play. It was an absolutely frantic opening here. So everyone quite happy just to take a couple of minutes to regroup. Murillo gives it to Dominguez. And he has a chance for Forest. They've got men forward, left-hand side, and Ndoye is well challenged by the substitute Alberto Costa. Ball breaks to Morgan Gibbs-White, who spins it out to the right-hand side. And Bakwa to McAtee. Gibbs-White tries to thread the needle. Couldn't do so. And snapped in with the challenge. Looks like Rosario, he caught him on the ankle. The referee didn't give the free kick. Gibbs-White has now gone across to check he's okay. Yeah, there wasn't too much in that. It was Fofana who was fouled, sorry, not Rosario. But Fofana will be okay. Gibbs White just having a little chat with the referee. Has apologised to Seki Fofana. Seki Fofana represents the Ivory Coast. On loan here from Rennes in France. Gibbs White gets away from a couple of tackles in the centre circle, does well. Out to Dominguez. Central area, here's a chance for Yates. Yates has gone wide to backward corner of the box. Back with the ball in towards Wood, headed away Thiago Silva. Good defending from the vet. Forest have it back. Forest have settled into this nicely. That equaliser has helped them out no end. Gibbs White right hand side backward. Gibbs White with a deep cross. Looking for Wood. It's over Wood. Alberto Costa, though, just had to deal with it at the back post, and all he could do is head it out for a throw-in to Nottingham Forest. Forest in possession. Dominguez. McAtee out to Ndoye. Ndoye's cross was too deep. Was probably going to go out for a goal kick, but the goalkeeper came and claimed anyway, Diogo Costa. Diogo Costa's face when that own goal went whizzing past him was truly something. 27 minutes gone. Porto 1, Nottingham Forest 1. Bednarek swaps passes with Moffey. Then Moffey makes a run. Bednarek tries to find a ball out to Sainz. Sainz with an acrobatic volley. Can't keep it in. It was a terrible pass from Bednarek. The 40-yard diagonal ball isn't something Jan Bednarek's particularly known for. More defensive skills from the big pool. Ortega rolls a nice ball out to the feet of Dominguez into Gibbs White. Fofana's in well with a challenge. Little step over, runs into Dominguez though. Chris Wood on the turn. McAtee left of centre. He's got a man wide. It's Ndoye. Ndoye is going to run at Costa. He's in the penalty area. Gets a shot off. Oh, terrible challenge. Chris Wood's gone to ground. Chris Wood was looking for that. Absolutely looking for that. He didn't fool the referee. He didn't fool me. I'm sure VR will have a look at it. I'll explain what happens in a moment. The ball is at the feet of Ryan Yates. 40 yards out. He's come to the right-hand side and backward. Back to Abbott. Dominguez is going to switch it out to Ndoye. Forest moving Porto around here. Dominguez. Ndoye hooking that left-hand touchline. McAtee makes him a little run. Ndoye uses him as a dummy. Goes back to Dominguez. Now Forest come across the pitch to Murillo. Morata's wider of him. Good ball to McAtee. McAtee goes down that left-hand side. Is challenged and challenged well by Fofana. And Fofana wins the throw-in off Morato. So just harking back to that Chris Wood incident. Jan Bednarek's got the ball at his feet. And he's just looking to clear it. He doesn't know Chris Wood's coming to pick his pocket. So Chris Wood nips in front of him. And the second Chris Wood nips in front of him, he's just thrown himself to the ground. That was almost like Chris Wood forgot there was VAR. Because had he remembered that, he would never have fallen over. But that's it. It's quite a modern penalty. That the forward nicks in front of the defender from over their shoulder. However, nothing doing there. As we hit the half an hour mark, Murillo is on the charge. Beats a couple of men, loses out, needs to get back. Porto over the halfway line. Goal scorer William Gomez. hair in the blonde cornrows. Blonde, white maybe, could be silver. Bednarek out to Silva. That was a coincidence. Thiago Silva back to Bednarek. I always get a little bit nervous when Bednarek got the ball at his feet. Thiago Silva gives it out to William Gomez, gets it back. Porto's turn to have a little bit of possession out on this left hand side. Ball is picked up by Vega. Vega back to Bednarek. Right hand side. Costa has support. Oh, and that's another dive as well. Oh, referee. I tell you what, William Gomez jumped back to his feet there because he's just got to the ground and tried to con the ref as well. Maybe during the international break everyone forgot that these things get looked at nowadays. Freiburg have a second goal against Celta Vigo. Good start for the Germans. Lead by 2-0. 31 and a half on the clock here. 1-1. 10th minute goal from William Gomez. Beautifully worked goal for Porto. And then a quite incredible own goal from the unfortunate Martin Fernandes, who has since got off injured. Made it 1-1. Over the halfway line comes Bakwa. Big diagonal out to the left-hand side to Ndoye. Ndoye with a good first touch, then skips away from Gomez. And then returns the favour with a huge diagonal back out to Bakwa. Bakwa faced up by Sanusi. Cross in from Abbott. Headed away at the far post by Costa. Picked up by Dominguez. Out to the left-hand side, and Ndoye. Just got two defenders with him. Rolls it back to McAtee. Gibbs White into McAtee. Defended as well. Vega just got in front of him. Oh, there's really good footwork from Fofana, and here come Porto. 5 men flood over the halfway line for the Portuguese. Ball is with the goal scorer Gomez. Overlapping run from Fofana. His low cross cannons off the legs of the defending Murillo. And Forest have safe possession back inside their own half. It's a good break from Porto. Forest just slow it down. Dominguez. Square to Zach Abbott. Abbott has not been overfaced at all, the young man. Hasn't looked out of place in this opening 33 minutes. Ortega tries to drill a ball up towards Chris Wood. Chris Wood couldn't get there. Goalkeeper rolls it out to his left back Costa. Porto take a little bit of a risk. Oh, the referee helps them out there, by the way. Rosario took a risk on the corner of his box, was caught, and the referee gave the free kick. Forrest thought he had turned the ball over there in a good area. Oh, it's not a foul either, by the way. McAtee's got his arm on Rosario, but it's a contact sport. Rosario's bought one there. Porto's turn to build out. This is only Nottingham Forest's second ever visit to Portugal, and the first one was earlier this year in this competition. In January they lost 1-0 to Braga. So 0 for 1 in Portugal, lifetime. Nice little triangle played by Rosario and Moffi has ended up in Dominguez flattening Rosario. That one was a foul. Rosario bought the other one. Dominguez is always good for a foul. Dominguez and Yates. Rosario had gone for the little 1-2. Dominguez just blocked him off with a body check. Vega swaps passes with Rosario. Bednarek gives it to Thiago Silva. Central area, 45 yards from the Nottingham Forest goal. 10 minutes till half time. Bednarek. Back to Thiago Silva. Vega has come deep, gives it wide to the goal scorer for Porto, William Gomez. Again, Thiago Silva pulling the strings. Got loads of options. Right back, Alberto Costa. The man on as a substitute picks it up. That's a good ball. Here's a chance for Gomez into the box. Can he pull it back? Shooting opportunity, terrible touch. It's going to come to Sanusi. Beats a couple. He can't get a shot away. No one wants to get a shot off from Porto. Still on the edge of the box. Eventually, Vega sends an apologetic left-footed effort in from 22 yards out, which trundles behind for a goal kick to Nottingham Forest. 37 minutes played. Porto 1, Nottingham Forest 1. This is an 18th major European quarter-final for Porto. Last one was back in 2021 where they lost against Chelsea in the Champions League. In fact, they've lost the last 4. Haven't won a quarter-final since they beat Spartak Moscow in this competition in 2011. Forest coming forward with Bakwa. Dropped off to McAtee and Doy. This is good. Got options in the box, and Chris Wood swings a left foot at it. Headed up in the air by Yates, taken by the goalkeeper Costa. The better chance there was Chris Wood. Just couldn't quite wrap a left foot around it. Yates was just trying to keep it alive in there. His header went through to the keeper. Nottingham Forest's last major European quarter-final was 1996, also in this competition, where they fell at the hands of Bayern Munich. No Elliot Anderson tonight for Nottingham Forest. You might have noticed he's a notable exception. Suspended for this one this evening. Very much key man for Nottingham Forest. Ball played forward. Good defending from Abbott. Read the pass. Got across. Bakwa stops it back into his skipper Ryan Yates. Morato. To Dominguez. That's a good ball. Space on the right hand side for Gibbs White. Gibbs White had a runner in McAtee. Suddenly opened up there for Forest. Gibbs White pass was slightly under hit, and now Porto break for Fafana. William Gomez towards the corner of the box. Overlapping run from Costa, the sub. Costa tries to pull it back, cleared away by Forest. Not too far though. Sanusi goes for the little 1-2. This time Abbott whacks it away for the tricky trees. Back on Porto, left back with the Nigerian Sanusi. Into Fafana. Rosario's taken up a good position between the lines and is fouled. It was a combination this time. I think it was Yates and Dominguez. Who got to Rosario. It was, I think if I was going to pin the blame on either of them, I would give that one to Dominguez. Pablo Rosario, interesting character, represents the Dominican Republic after representing the Dutch international team at all the youth levels. Previously played for Ajax before joining here from Almere City. Foul in the left-back area by William Gomez on Dan and Doy. Will present Nottingham Forest with a free kick. Just a little bit clumsy that from Gomez. (1-1). 4 minutes left of the first half. All in yellow. Stefan Ortega goes right-footed high into the sky above Porto. No Forest player can get on the end of it. Out for a throw-in. Taken back towards the goalkeeper who makes that acrobatic clearance. Costa. Porto have another throw-in. This is halfway inside their own half. Far side. Ball in the hands of Alberto Costa. Fofana wins it. Bednarek out to the left-hand side, and Sanusi with a little bit of space to move into. Sanusi gives it to Vega. Vega goes across to Thiago Silva and then further on to Costa. Back into the centre circle for Jan Bednarek, the tall Polish centre-back, ex of Southampton. Fofana swaps passes with Thiago Silva. Fofana has it. Not much movement. Forest got everyone back behind the ball here in the shadow of half-time. Forest would love to make it to the break at 1-1. The low block is on. Sanusi. To Bednarek. Silva. Porto, a ton of possession here, but no forward progress. It's all happening in front of Nottingham Forest. Possibly room this side for Saints. Not seen Saints for a little while. Sanusi back to Bednarek. 47% possession for Porto so far. So Forest have just edged that stat. Out on the left-hand side, Gomez with a deep cross, good ball in. Little bit too close to Ortega, who does well. Just comes in, claims it. Left-footed in-swinging cross from William Gomez. Too close to the Forest keeper. Long ball, Chris Wood heads on, finds Ndoye. Chris Wood gets a second chance, thinks he's fouled, but the flag has gone up against Ndoye over on the far side. That's the second time Dan Ndoye's been caught offside so far this evening. Into the final 60 seconds, probably be a couple of minutes added on. Martin Fernandez was down for a little while. Goal in Italy in this competition. Bologna 0, Aston Villa 1. Ezri Konsa has scored. So a good start for both English teams so far this evening. Forest have a free kick, sorry. I think Bacca was just caught. As we're about to see the board go up. Francesco Farioli always looks smart. There's a carrot down there, all in black this evening. Dashing figure. Just stood at the corner of his penalty area. Gibbs White on the half turn. Good feet from him. Right hand side of the penalty area. Gives it to Backware. Good feet from him too, and is not caught. The referee. I'm enjoying this ref. He's not buying any of this. There's a foul though. And Ryan Yates is blocked off Boya Saints. Boya Saints wants a little bit of disciplinary action against Ryan Yates. Nothing forthcoming this time. We are into 3 minutes added on here. And we've played 40 seconds of those 3 minutes. Into the penalty area goes Fofana. Little step over. Crosses it in. Yes, a chance. Oh, header straight at the goalkeeper. Moffin with a header. Terry Moffey from about 7 yards out. He's got enough pace on it, but he hasn't directed it far enough away from Ortega. Probably should have done a little bit better. Chance for the Nigerian right on half time to restore Porto's lead, and he couldn't take it. Still Porto 1, Nottingham Forest 1. Another save from Stefan Ortega, who way back in the first minute made a save from Terry Moffey in a one-on-one. Thiago Silva. To Bednarek. Thiago Silva swaps passes with his central defensive partner Sanusi into a central area for Rosario, diagonal towards Gomez, and Doy's back there helping out, clears the ball away with his head, through into Porto. Porto just pressing a little bit here as we approach the break. Fofana drops it off to Thiago Silva. Bednarek. Sanusi. Out wide is Saints. Back to Sanusi. Saints, runner on this left-hand side. Little chop from Vega. Good feet from Vega. Or good tackle too by Gibbs White. Advantage is played. Moffey's just thrown. I think it's Gibbs White. He's just rugby tackled to the ground. Forrester on the attack though. Ball is with McAtee. McAtee, White to Ndoye, left corner of the penalty area. Tries to get inside William Gomez. Good tackle from him. Gomez brings it forward. Ndoye is chasing back. And that should just about be the end of the action. And it is. Referee blows for half time here in what has been a pretty breathless half of football. I've enjoyed all of that. Porto took the lead on 10 minutes. William Gomez finished off at the back post after a good move down the left-hand side from Porto. 2 minutes later, it was 1-1. A quite astonishing own goal. Martin Fernandes, the Porto right-back, from about 50 yards out, was trying to knock it back to his goalkeeper. Something's gone wrong. Either Diogo Costa wasn't looking, or there was too much pace on the back pass. Either way, he's drilled it into his own goal from 50 yards out. And it was 1-1. Half chances at both ends. Really good game this at the Estadio de Dragao. Join us for the second half. Half time here, Europa League quarter final first leg. Porto 1, Nottingham Forest 1. Welcome back, everyone, to Porto. We are at the Estadio de Dragão, half-time here, Europa League quarter-final. First leg, it is Porto 1, Nottingham Forest 1. A couple of changes to tell you about here. Murillo and Chris Wood have gone off for Nottingham Forest, and they've been replaced by the number 31, Nikola Milenkovic, and the number 19, Igor Jesus. Chris Wood not long back from injury, so kind of makes sense. I didn't see Murillo pick up a knock in that first half, but there you go. And we are underway here. Porto defending the goal away to our left-hand side in their blue and white stripes, blue shorts and white socks. Nottingham Forest will be attacking the goal to our left in their red shirts, white shorts and red socks. Really good game this in the first half. Porto led on 10 minutes through William Gomez before a bizarre own goal from Martin Fernandes, who has since got off injured, drew Nottingham Forest level on 12 minutes. So all to play for as we head into the second half of this quarter-final first leg. Porto with the substitute right-hand side, Alberto Costa, the man who came on. For Fernandes. Abbott gets across, makes a challenge on that far side. Bakwa had a good game, was tidy. I haven't seen too much of Dylan Bakwa this season, but was good in that first half. Has the ball at his feet now. Crisp pass into Yates. Yates wants a free kick, not given. Chance for Porto. Gomez, the goal scorer. Edge of the box. Plays it down the channel to Fofana. Fofana, too many touches. Wanted to get the ball back onto his left foot. Was then closed down and couldn't find a pass. Probably should have had a swing with his right peg before any of that happened. Ryan Yates just speaking to the referee, thinking that he should have had a free kick earlier on in the move. I'll take you through the teams in a moment when we get a break in play. Porto have started this second half lively. Left-hand side, Boya Sainz is challenged by Bakwa. Won back by Sanusi. Sanusi low cross is met at the near post by Dominguez. Not a great clearance from Dominguez. Porto come again. Rosario down the left-hand side, and a cross is shanked out of play by Boya Sainz. Been a mixed bag from Boya Sainz in terms of his final ball. He did get the assist for the goal early on, but was also wasted a few opportunities. Porto have Diogo Costa in goal. Back four of now it's Alberto Costa, who is on for Fernandes, alongside Thiago Silva, Bednarek and Sanusi. The midfield three is Fofana, Rosario and Vega, with William Gomez and Sainz either side of Terem Moffi up front. Nottingham Forest with Ortega in goal. A back three of Abbott, Murillo and Milenkovic. Just break off as Forest come forward on the right-hand side with Bakwa. Bakwa drives towards the edge of the penalty area. Boya Sainz was back there, helping his defence out. Across the middle for Forest is Bakwa, Yates, Dominguez and Doy. Gibbs White and McAtee sit in behind. Igor Jesus, who was on as a half-time substitute for Chris Wood. Gomez beats a couple of men down the right-hand side. He's into the penalty area. This is a chance. He's put it wide. Oh, he's got to get a shot on target. That was a little bit too easy from William Gomez. Stepped away from Morato and then drove into the penalty area. And he's no more than about 14 yards out when he gets the shot off. But he screwed it wide of the left-hand post of Ortega. Porto have a free kick. Another offence committed by Dominguez. Ryan Yates is sensibly taking Nicola Dominguez away from the situation. Dominguez went to ground, was nowhere near the ball. Did foul Vega. Dominguez is going to get booked in the next 15 minutes, in case you're wondering. Everyone is back on the feet. Porto have it. Fofana out to this right-hand side, and Alberto Costa. Costa drives into the box. This is good. Good run. Can he pick the cross out? It's hit the defender, and the final touch is off Alberto Costa. He was a little bit unfortunate. It was a good run from the young right-back. But an unfortunate ricochet. I don't actually think it did come back off Alberto Costa. The referee's done Forest a little favour there. Moffey turns the ball inside to Rosario. Chance to come forward again. Gomez. A little bit wasteful that from Forest. Vega's inside the penalty area. Vega goes down on the edge of the box. Won't get a foul for that. Rosario has it though for Porto. Out to this right hand side. Gomez. Costa on the overlap. Costa. Low cross in. Cleared away at the near post by Abbott. Good defending from the youngster. It's out for a corner kick to Porto. Porto have started this second half well. Clearly the better team. Bologna 0, Aston Villa 2. Late to score. Villa have a second goal. Porto have a corner. Crowd responding here. Those Porto fans way behind the goal. Gomez swings in. Near post header. It's sneaking inside that near post, and it's cleared away by Dominguez. The defender on that left-hand post doing his job. Taken quickly. Vegas crosses blocked by Bakwa. I thought that was going to sneak inside that near post. But Dominguez did his job. Cleared it away. Milenkovic clears that one just up in the air. Out onto this left-hand side with Bakwa. Bakwa just slowing it down a little bit. Bakwa has switched wings here with Ndoye. Ndoye's out on that right-hand side. Bakwa maybe a little bit of a tactical role because he's now drifted right the way across to that left-hand side where Ndoye is. So back where they started, the two Nottingham Forest wingers. Ortega plays a little risky ball but finds the feet of Gibbs White. Igor Jesus, who's yet to get involved really, drops deep, gets a little touch, drops it back off to Gibbs White and Ndoye. All played forward to Jesus. Ndoye, Gibbs White. Looking for Yates. McAtee gets in with the tackle on the loose ball, but it's through to the goalkeeper Diogo Costa. Porto bring it out from the back with Jan Bednarek. Come up this right hand side. Costa tries to find Gomez. And Ndoye's done plenty of defending tonight. for his side. Does well again this time. Gomez is on his backside. Loose pass infield for Dominguez. A few Porto players sniffing around. Rosario nearly won it back for Porto. Forest can break right hand side. They are over the halfway line with Makiti. Moves it on to Bakwa. Bakwa's faced up by Sanusi. Corner of the box. Sanusi gets a foot in. Good defending that time. And the ball is played by Sainz off the legs of Makiti and out for a throw into Porto. Seen a little bit more action down on the substitute bench of both teams. Francesco Farioli forced into one first half change, but has not made anything tactical since. 2 half-time changes made by Vitor Pereira, bringing on Jesus and Milenkovic. Vitor Pereira, the 4th coach these Nottingham Forest players have had this season. It has showed in their Prem performances, but they've done well in this competition. Chance for Costa, really good ball in. All the Forest defenders have left it for each other, and they got away with that. Sainz was sniffing around at the back post, and Bakwa had to get back and clear. Referee plays another advantage as Yates left a little bit on Sanusi. Sanusi stayed down. He's going to be alright. He maybe got one on the end of his toe, that's all. Bednarek and Thiago Silva wanted to put the ball out, but they have played on eventually. Rosario on the turn in the centre circle. That's a good pass. Here come Porto. Chance, edge of the penalty area. Well read by Morato that time. Porto were nearly in. Little 1-2 for Forest. McAtee. Heavy pass from Gibbs White. McAtee just sort of made the double movement on his run. And as he checked back in, defender Zach Abbott nearly made a mistake there. He was being pressured by Moffey. Eventually did well to turn away from the Nigerian. Get the feeling there's more goals than these. Both teams have got attacking threat, and both teams look like they've got a little mistake in them in the back as well. Forest in possession. Space and time here. Shooting opportunity. Edge of the box. Shot comes in. It's beaten away by the goalkeeper Costa. It was McAtee with the drive. Left footed from 25 yards out. It was a comfortable save from Diogo Costa. But a decent effort on target from James McAtee, the ex-Manchester City attacking midfielder. 58 minutes on the clock. 1-1 here. Porto and Nottingham Forest. And we are going to see changes for Porto. Borja Sainz, the number 17, the Spaniard, is off. He's going to be the first. I think it's 3 changes, you know, here. Gabri Vega is gone off to the number 10. Picked up a yellow card in the first half. And the third change is going to be Terem Moffey. So Sainz, Vega and Moffey are off. On has come the number 8, Victor Froholt, the Dane. Number 27 is Dennis Gul, the Turk. And I haven't quite established who the third player on is. It's Pepe, wearing number 11. So 3 changes made by Francesco Farioli just before the hour mark here, where it's Porto 1, Nottingham Forest 1, 50,000 just over that in the Estadio de Dragao, enjoying this Europa League quarter-final first leg action. It's Porto 1, Nottingham Forest 1. And we're going to see changes now by Nottingham Forest. Nico Williams and Amari Hutchinson are the 2 men who were brought on by Victor Pereira. Morgan Gibbs-White, his work is done for the evening. Just turns and applauds the Forest supporters up in the gods over on the left-hand side. And Dylan Bakwa, who's had a good game tonight, has affected the game well. Bakwa is off. So Gibbs-White and Bakwa off. Hutchinson and Williams on. Half an hour to go here. Porto 1, Nottingham Forest 1. Aston Villa lead 2-0 in Bologna. Freiburg lead Celta Vigo 2-0 in the other 2 quarter-finals that are currently live. Porto have got us back underway. Ball is at the feet of Rosario. Out to Alberto Costa. William Gomez tries to turn it round the corner. Had a runner on the far side who was Pepe. It was well read by Zach Abbott. Zach Abbott gave it back to his goalkeeper Ortega, and it's picked up by Ryan Yates. Milenkovic just swaps passes with Ortega. It's now played forward towards Jesus. Jesus really has struggled to get involved in this game. This is a little bit better from Porto. Another good ball from William Gomez. Pepe tried to be a little bit too clever with his pass to Fofana. Ortega then nearly made a mistake. He had to stretch to clear. Yates out to McAtee. McAtee has support. Nico Williams, who's gone in at right back. Hutchinson with a diagonal cross towards Jesus. Keeper's gone to ground. Jesus with a chance, and Jesus has scored. The keeper's down. Porto want a free kick, and the referee's given the free kick. Wow. Jesus thought he'd scored. Forest thought they'd scored. I don't know why the referee has stopped the game. So Diogo Costa, as we speak, is on the floor in the penalty area. I think that's his best course of action. He's come to get the cross. He's got nowhere near it. Clashed with Jesus. Gone to ground and stayed there. Jesus has played on. Oh, it's a coming together between Diogo Costa and Jesus. If the referee has given the foul on the pitch, I don't think they can overturn it. Diogo Costa is not going to get up until it's been confirmed as a free kick. He's going to stay there as long as it takes. Porto medical team are on. Both players arrived at the same time, but Jesus on the goalkeeper, I think it's kind of always going to be given as a free kick. It just seemed to delay it quite a long time, did the referee. Just looking at it again, the goalkeeper's come to punch it. It's a soft bit of goalkeeping. And I tell you how he's hurt it. He hasn't hurt his head in the original challenge either. He's hurt his head when he's gone to ground. He was caught by Igor Jesus on the back of the head. But that's not a free kick. Goal check is still ongoing. The referee can see him in conversation with his VAR. The 2 Italian officials. These usually go the way of the goalkeeper, but this has taken longer than normal. Thiago Silva has the ball in the 6-yard box as if he's expecting to restart with a free kick. The referee's now explaining a few things to Thiago Silva and Bednarek. And now the referee wants the Nottingham Forest captain over, who is Dominguez. Oh, it's Ryan Yates, sorry, who's now got the armband. Judging by Ryan Yates' body language, this is going to be disallowed. I think Forest are unlucky, you know. I think Forest are really unlucky. It's a really soft piece of goalkeeping from Diogo Costa. Or maybe he's given a handball. Referee signal he's given a handball, which I haven't seen. Anyway, there's several reasons, there's several half reasons to disallow that, and the referees kind of accumulate them all together. And we are going to restart with a free kick to Porto, which means the goalkeepers can get up now. He's quite happy to carry on now that's been disallowed. And he'll take the free kick himself, right-footed, high in the sky. Drops on the head of Dominguez. Headed on by Jesus. Forest have it back. Invigorated by that disallowed goal is McAtee. McAtee got men in the box. Cross comes in too high for Jesus. Not a bad ball in. Good idea from James McAtee. Get out for a goal kick. To Porto as we hit 66 minutes. And Porto have a throw in their own left back area. Final touch off Nico Williams on that far side as Sanusi tried to clear. Might even have been given as a handball against Williams. Anyway, back underway. Alberto Costa just drops it in to Thiago Silva. Can we find a winner here in the Dragao? Been a good game, this. Momentum has switched 2 or 3 times. The absolute key moment was Nottingham Forest getting back into it with a wild own goal. Barely 2 minutes after going behind. Abbott snaps in with a tackle, rolls it into McAtee. Ball ends up back at the feet of Ortega. Ortega to Morato. Ortega then just clears the ball in the air. It's won by Froholt, the Dane. Chance edge of the box for Gomez. Gomez tries to shape one. Good save. Really good save. Down. Big strong right hand from Stefan Ortega. William Gomez thought he'd scored a second then. Excellent save from Ortega. Gomez just trying to shape it towards that bottom right hand corner. Out for a corner kick to Porto. Right footed in swinger from Pepe. It's cleared away by one of several Forest defenders at the near post. I think Ego Jesus got the last touch. Pepe will get a second opportunity to deliver a little bit better. The referee this time wants to separate. Who was in there? Ndoye and Bednarek, who were right in front of the goalkeeper. This corner's a little bit better. Good header though by Dominguez. Cleared away for Fofana to collect on the halfway line. And Rosario has to go all the way back to his own goalkeeper, Diogo Costa. Long clearance, met by Morato. Sanusi with a back header. Froholt picks it up. Porto on the attack. Goul into the penalty area. Chance for Froholt, heavy touch. Goul still has it. Shoots, just wide. Referee's given a corner kick, maybe. He has given a corner kick. Little touch in there. Dennis Gull into Froholt. Froholt shot blocked. Gull tries from the corner of the 6-yard box. Defender got a little nick on it. And Porto just pressing the last couple of minutes here. It was Milenkovic who got the touch. Ball just went over the angle of post and crossbar for Porto. Dennis Gull, the Turk, who's off the bench. Forrest clear it away. Not far though. Gomez tried to help it onto the runner, who was Fofana. Fofana has it. Well, that's got to be a foul, and is. And Dominguez surely is going to pick up his yellow card. Rosario was there. Fofana was pulled down by Dominguez. I think Dominguez has got away with it again. I gave you a 15-minute warning on that yellow card. I can't believe he got away with another one. Free kick to Porto is right of centre, about 45 yards out. Crossing opportunity, and it's going to be Pepe who's in charge of this one. Pepe swings it in, and it's awful. It's over everybody by a good 10 yards. Out on the full for a goal kick to Nottingham Forest, who are inside the 20 minutes away from taking a draw back to the City ground. Just a little bit of a lull around the place here. Porto fans wondering if their team are going to find this second goal. More activity down on the Porto substitutes bench too. Ball in the possession of Gomez. Handball appeals and given against Morato. Free kick to Porto. A couple of yards in from the touchline, down in front of the technical area, where Farioli and his coaching team are just giving instructions to the latest Porto substitutes who are about to arrive. Alberto Costa into Rosario. Fofana, well won back by Forrest. Little touch from Amari Hutchinson, who's not really been in the game yet, but he gets the chance to go forward on the right hand side. Steps away from a couple of Porto defenders before dropping it back in to Abbott. Abbott swaps passes with Dominguez. He's happy to go back to his goalkeeper Ortega. Milenkovic out to Morato. Morato's gone for the little nutmeg, which was brave, on William Gomez. Didn't get away with it. Porto have it. Throw into Porto. Milenkovic was in with a challenge. Not very sensible that from Morato. Gomez this time goes for the nutmeg on Morato, and he's failed as well. So 1-1 there between Morato and William Gomez. Substitution for Porto is going to see Seko Fofana, the Ivorian, replaced. It's a warm round of applause. He's going to be replaced by number 22 for Porto, who is the Argentinian Alan Varela. I think I can see Ibrahim Sangari getting ready for Forest too. In fact, he is, yeah. Changes made. James McAtee has gone off. And Ibrahim Sangari, wearing number 6, is on for Forest. So 5 substitutes each now. So that's your lot off the bench. 16 minutes to play. Freiburg have a third goal against Celta Vigo. They've taken a huge step towards the semi-final, the German side. Aston Villa lead 2-0 away at Bologna. Porto have a throw in here, right-hand side, Alberto Costa. Milenkovic wins the header. Porto have it back. Foul in the middle of the pitch, free kick. Oh, not a foul actually, the ball has come off the referee, so the referee stopped the game. Drop ball just given straight back to Porto and Dennis Gould. Alberto Costa. William Gomez looks for the overlap and run of Costa. He was never going to get there. A long way around Morato, the big number 4. And Morato shields it out for a goal kick. To Nottingham Forest. Into the last quarter of an hour here at the drag-out. Porto 1, Nottingham Forest 1. Goal kick to Forest. It's going to be knocked long by Stefan Ortega. It's knocked straight out of play into the dugout by Stefan Ortega. Got that wrong. Vitor Pereira unimpressed, arms folded. Costa to William Gomez. Awful pass from William Gomez. Was nearly intercepted by Igor Jesus. He got a touch on it, couldn't control it. Sanusi looks for the run of Rosario. Good defending by Milenkovic. Froholt. Good footwork from him. Edge of the penalty area. Froholt is just crowded out by 3 Forest defenders who can bring it away now with Hutchinson. Dominguez. And Igor Jesus comes out with this left-hand side as an option. Jesus. Back to Ndoye, and Forest just happy to slow things down a little bit, keep possession. Sangare, first touch for him. Out to Abbott. Again, Abbott's looked composed in this second half. Just quietly gone about his business is Zach Abbott. Froholt. Costa. Gould sideways to Bednarek. Left hand side is Pepe. Pepe has support from Sanusi. Porto just going through the thirds. Sangare gets in with a tackle. Bednarek. Sanusi tries to go around Williams. Williams has not fouled him. That's quite incredible. Williams with a tackle that would have been worthy of Cardiff Arms Park there in Wales for the Welshman. On Sanusi. Williams was stumbling, and as he stumbled just thought, I'm going to take him out here. But nothing given from the ref. The Italian referee has allowed things to flow quite nicely here this evening. And the restart will be a Nottingham Forest goal kick. Sangare wins the header. Froholt picks it up. Sangare again. All a little bit tight on the halfway line. Costa. Poor pass. Nobody there. Abbott didn't get there first. Goalkeeper came, then stopped. Froholt's in the penalty area. Oh, he's dragged it just wide. Left-footed shot from an angle. From Victor Froholt. That was the first little bit of indecision from Zach Abbott. Pepe, a little reverse pass into Froholt. Froholt, left-footed shot. Across Ortega. Ortega looked maybe, it's no way he had that covered actually. I think he just knew he wasn't going to save it. It's got about an inch wide of the left-hand post. Decent effort that from Froholt and Porto. One of the better efforts in this second half. Not been as many clear chances in this second period as there was in the first. Nottingham Forest have a free kick. Ryan Yates is down after an aerial challenge. Back up now. Forest have the ball. Sangari back to Milenkovic and Morata. Dominguez, Sangari, Dominguez, Sangari, Dominguez, Sangari. Sort of 1-2, 1-2, 1-2 between those as far as just farm possession on this left-hand touchline. This time Sangares opens out the other way to Milenkovic. Abbott. Amari Hutchinson considers a little run at Pepe, then goes back square. Yates to Sangari. We're into the final 10 minutes here in Porto. Sangari tried to thread the needle. That was ambitious. Right, it's just been better off keeping the pass because Porto will have it back. Right hand side. Costa. Infield to Hull. Bednarek. Bednarek forward. Left hand side. Pepe. Pepe's going to run at Nico Williams. And just drops it back into Sanusi. Dennis Gull. Forest have dropped deep again. Diagonal ball towards Froholt. Makes that run again, does the Dane. Out to Pepe. Drops the shoulder, beats his man. Gives it to Hull. Hull shoots. Slices it high and wide. With Stefan Ortega's goal. Grimace of disappointment. In fact, it was Varela, not Hull, with a shot. Sorry, Dennis. Nottingham Forest approaching. What they will see is an excellent away point here, especially against the team that have won all 5 of their home ties in this competition. Can Forest go and nick one? They're in possession inside the Porto half. Morato. Poor pass. Froholt has it back. Morata wins it back. Ryan Yates onto Hutchinson. Hutchinson drops his defender on his backside. He gives it to Yates. Yates steps away from a couple of players. Goes out to Nico Williams. Nico Williams is going to put the cross in. Oh, it's not a bad ball in. It's avoided everyone. Left hand side and Doy. And the challenge comes in from William Gomez. Gomez has cleared the ball right off, let's call it the undercarriage of Dan and Doy. And out for a Porto throw-in. Shouldn't be laughing at that. We've got a beautiful angle of it though. So into Porto, 7 minutes to go here at the drag-out. Porto 1, Nottingham Forest 1. Europa League quarter-final, first leg. Can we find a winner in the dying embers here in Portugal? Left-hand side is the Nigerian Sanusi. Got support from Varela. Comes square to Bednarek, and one more onto Alberto Costa. William Gomez wants it, doesn't get it. Costa goes back to Bednarek. Bednarek takes 6 or 7 touches, goes out to the left-hand side to Sanusi. Onto Alberto Costa. William Gomez chops inside on his left foot. Into the penalty area. Shooting chance straight at the goalkeeper. This time the right foot of Varela. It's a good move. Little one too. Good hold-up play in the box from Rosario. Varela's trying to pass it into the bottom corner, straight at the goalkeeper. Aston Villa still lead 2-0 in Bologna. Freiburg still needs Celta Vigo by 3-0. Crystal Palace have a 2-goal advantage. It's home to Fiorentina in their Conference League first leg. Sangare on the halfway line stops and drops it off to Milenkovic. Milenkovic to Zach Abbott. Sangare sideways across the pitch. In between the lines is Dominguez. Dominguez out to Ndoye. Ndoye's going to have a run at his full-back. Ndoye's into the penalty area. Ndoye shoots. It's blocked. Good defending. Shaped towards the far corner, that from Dan Ndoye, who stayed down, holding his right hip, the Swiss. Vitor Pereira's told him to get up. I don't think Vitor Pereira wants any more stoppage time. He's happy for this to keep going. That was a good defensive block by the veteran of all veterans, Thiago Silva. Who got his body in the way of that shot. Arms tight across his chest. Dan Ndoye is back on his feet. Both sides have made all 5 substitutions, so Dan Ndoye will have to see it out. Sangare twists and turns, does well. Ndoye is back in position, gets the nutmeg in on Thiago Silva. Can't recover possession though, so I don't know if it counts. Good turn from Pepe. Good footwork from Pepe. Gives it to Alberto Costa. Alberto Costa drives down this right-hand side into the corner of the box. Tries to pick a cross out. Hits a Forest player. Gomez shepherds it out for a throw-in. Level with the penalty spot. Right-hand side. Alberto Costa. Short to Pepe. Back to Alberto Costa. Charge down by Ndoye. It's going to be a corner kick to Porto. Pepe's made a little difference since he come on. Diminutive little player, the Brazilian, the number 11. For Porto. Over 150 appearances now here in Portugal since joining from Grêmio. Corner kick taken by Gomez. Cleared easily by Milenkovic. Milenkovic then thought about charging out after it. Thought better of it. Long ball played forward. Pretty hopeful looking for Nico Williams, but it's straight into the chest of Diogo Costa, who rolls it out. Porto on the attack. 2.5 minutes to go. Rosario gives it to Froholt. William Gomez. Gomez round the outside of Ndoye. Goes to ground. Slipped. No free kick. Referee was close to it, as was the assistant. I think it's the right decision. Morato just watches it out for a goal kick to the tricky trees. Forest can see the finishing line here. Bologna have given themselves a lifeline with a 90th minute Jonathan Rowe goal against Aston Villa. Bologna 1, Aston Villa 2. Dominguez. Ndoye does well, plays the ball off William Gomez. It's been a good battle there. Gomez and Ndoye have been really industrious on this near side flank in this second half. Both worked very hard for their team. No shortage of quality either, as Ndoye demonstrates there with a lovely little chest back to Dominguez. Igor Jesus, good centre forward play, holds it up well. Sangare considered the big diag, but just goes to Abbott. Amari Hutchinson, step over. Abbott square to Milenkovic, and he'll give it one more to Morato. We're into the 90th minute. Sangari's done well since his introduction too. Hutchinson's got a little bit of grass to run into right hand side. Hutchinson, support from Nico Williams. Nico Williams comes in field. Yates, back to Amari Hutchinson. Hutchinson steps inside the defender and no free kick is given. I think he's a bit unlucky. Porto have made a mistake. Sangara wins it back. Forest have it inside the penalty area. Nico Williams, good defending. Williams with a touch, took it too wide. Oh, the referee's given a goal kick too. Final touch has come off the Welshman. Let's see a replay. Ooh, I'm not sure about that. Bednarek was in with the tackle. Williams' touch just took him too wide really. It was one of those who just needed to take a touch and hit it. 5 minutes. Added time here. Long ball forward by Porto. Headed away by Abbott. Tidied up by Sangari. Froholt picks it back up. Thiago Silva wide to Gomez. Gomez into the back post. Rosario made a run. Again, good shape on the cross from William Gomez, but just over the top of Pablo Rosario. And it was one bounce out for a goal kick to Nottingham Forest. "90 seconds into 5 minutes of stoppage time. Porto 1, Forest 1. Everything will be up for grabs at the City Ground if it stays like this. Second leg should be really good. And Doy looks for Hutchinson. Thiago Silva, who's had a great game, does well. Sangari. Sangari swaps passes with Milenkovic a couple of times. Not much of a press on from Porto here. Abbott gives it to Williams. Williams has shown plenty of ambition to get forward since his introduction. Well, that lifeline for Bologna has just disappeared again as Ollie Watkins has scored a 94th minute goal for Villa. So that's Bologna 1, Aston Villa 3. 2.5 minutes to go in this one, which is 1-1 between the Dragons and the Tricky Trees. Porto will have a free kick here, 10 yards inside the Forest half, left of centre. Chance to put a little bit of pressure on this Forest defence. They've taken it short, sent it out to William Gomez. Gomez and Ndoye again, and Ndoye wins the tackle. One back though, Varela turns it in towards Gull. Varela was trying to get on the end of it, had to run around the referee, which did him no favours. Forest have cleared. Bednarek is beaten in the air by Igor Jesus, but there's no one running beyond the big Brazilian striker. Porto have it back. Alberto Costa onto Thiago, wide left is Sanusi. Pepe faced up by Hutchinson. Bednarek wide to Sanusi. Porto trying to fashion one final chance here. 90 seconds to go. Bednarek out this right hand side, and Alberto Costa, he's had a decent game since his emergency introduction in the first half. William Gomez with a little back heel, and this time Ndoye is penalised, and Porto will have a free kick here in an area they can cross it in. It's the first time Ndoye and Gomez, who've been at each other all night, really good. That time Gomez with a little back heel. Ndoye knew he was done and just held William Gomez. Brazilians won a free kick. And this is probably going to be the last opportunity of the game here. Porto have sent Bednarek and Thiago Silva forward. Varela puts it into the box. Headed goal went straight at the keeper. I think it's Thiago Silva who's got the header in. Handful of times tonight, Porto chances have gone straight down the throat of Stefan Ortega. And Forest are going to get out of this with a point. Fully deserved too. I don't think either side deserves to win. Possession is right at 50-50. And it will be all to play for heading to Nottingham for the second leg. Final whistle goes here. Porto led on 10 minutes. Really neat goal, finished off at the far post by William Gomez. 2 minutes later, the oddest of odd own goals got Forest level. Martin Fernandez passed the ball beyond his own goalkeeper from about 50 yards out. And that was the end of the scoring. Both teams made half chances. Porto will be disappointed not to have come away with the 6th home win. Forest will be absolutely delighted that it has finished here at the Estadio do Dragão in this Europa League quarter-final first leg. Porto 1, Nottingham Forest